Nothing, I mean nothing, gives me more anxiety than worrying about whether or not I have enough energy to last on a long journey or even a weekend campout. We're about to solve that problem. Welcome back, y'all, to the Grand Shamrock Tour. Well, my name is John, and as some of you know, Carol and I spent 3.5 years on the road, and that meant we had to manage all of our resources and systems, whether it was propane LP, whether it was our water management systems, or primarily energy, because this thing runs on power. And so what we learned along the way is what we want to share with you now. We're not experts, but we sure learned a few things. And I'd like to share the number one thing that we used along the way, and that was a Renogy Battery Monitor. And we're not associates or affiliates with Renogy at all. In fact, we bought ours on the river, and Carolyn will put a link to our Amazon page so you can shop some of the things that we use to do this install. Now, if you use that link, we're not going to get rich, but we might make enough to buy a biscuit. And I'm going to show you how easy this is, how effective it is. So I need you to stay to the end so you can see the final product. And it will take me a couple hours, and you only got to put up with me for about 10 minutes. Let's get started. All right, the Renogy package that you get, very affordable. I won't say the price, but it's under $100. It comes with everything you need to get this hooked up and linked up, and the instructions are fairly simple. There's a battery shunt, 20 feet of connective wire, the monitor itself, and one more, which is a power supply cable. So everything you need is inside here. The first thing you need to do is decide where you want to locate your monitor, so it's really something you can always access and see, and the distance has to be less than 20 feet to where the batteries are located, where you're going to mount that shunt. So you want to make sure you've got 20 feet to run. And what we decided is, if I ran the cables just right, put our monitor here to our battery shunt, I got like this much left over. So that's not going to be too bad. What we're going to do is cut our access hole, run the wires down. I've already run a route. I have a little Tessalon endoscopic camera. I peeked up in there to see where everything was. I would encourage you to buy one of those if you have an RV. They're a game changer as far as finding all the locations you can put something in the rig without having to take everything apart or tear everything down. So we're going to mount our monitor here. Our cable's going to follow down. It's going to go right along the gas lines that feed our stove and our heater. So it's going to follow those gas lines, so we've got a nice place to secure them. And then it's going to come up to the battery at the front, and we'll mount that shunt. And then once that's done, we have to set our program. Takes a couple minutes, but let's get started first by cutting this access hole. Okay, one of the things that Renogy doesn't do is it doesn't provide you a template. They give you the measurements. It's 57 millimeters by 94 millimeters. All I did is took some of their packaging. I cut my own little template. Just test fit it and make sure it goes where we want it. That's looking pretty doggone good on this side. And so I'm going to use that and transfer it up here to where we want the location to be. Now that we got that, I just want to make sure that I'm comfortable with that measurement there, and we do have it where we want it to be, level and square. And I'm comfortable enough to cut this opening. So the first time when I had to cut that opening in the Grand Shamrock, we had to use just a utility knife. I'm at home now at the ranch, and so I'm going to use an oscillating cutter. It's going to make it a little smoother, a little faster, and a little cleaner. So let's just see how this works. All right, so this is our our actual monitor cable. This is what we're going to connect to the monitor to the shunt. And I am going to feed this wire up to the monitor. That way I don't have this cable in the way. Then I'll feed the additional wire down through. This is... All right, so we're about halfway through the install on my Renogy battery meter. Our location came with some complications. So what I ended up having to do is I had to run my wire down because I'll be honest with you, Forest River built a really nice product here, but they secured all those lines down along the way, out of the way, and unfortunately that doesn't mean I couldn't just chase them. So I had to create a new passageway for this small shielded cable, and it wasn't difficult, just a little time consuming, so I don't really have the video for you on that. But that allows us to have this cable, and you can see it's not binding in any way. All right, with the cable not binding, the shielded cable not binding, we can go ahead and plug in our monitor right now. Okay, so now I've got the monitor plugged in on this end, and I still got to install that shunt on the other. I have ran the shielded cable down and out, and the nice thing about where I did locate it is it was an easy pathway. I could simply follow it out through already existing penetrations on the undercarriage here, and I ran it along, and then I secured it to, I did secure it to the gas line, and the only reason I say that is I don't want anything happen to my gas line, so I would rather, knowing that the shielded cable is on that gas line, knowing that that's where they thought it was a pretty safe and secure location, I went ahead and installed it just with loosely fitting zip ties, so nothing's being pushed, pulled, or squeezed in any way, all the way to the front by the battery box. And that's where we're going to see me next, is where we're going to install this shunt. Now, I have to get a cable, a small cable that is going to be the link from the negative side of our battery terminal post to the shunt, and then the other side will feed out. Our monitor cable comes in here, and then there will be a power cord that will come in from the positive side that basically it gives the shunt one more of its characteristics that it's reading. So that's all right. I got the difficult part done. That was where we decided we wanted to mount our monitor, and I ran that cable down. The shielded cable comes along the frame and the gas line until it reaches our battery box. Now, our battery box is a plastic Camco box. It is not what we're ultimately going to do, but I wanted to give you guys an opportunity to take this and field test it. So I've had the rig out twice now, and it's performed exceptional. It's done everything we had hoped it would do. But to complete our install, we had to put this shunt on a plastic box. I went ahead and put a metal plate back here so that I could attach the shunt securely, and then it was just simply a matter of running our negative cable into this side of the shunt. Follow the instructions, it's very simple, and then completing that circuit all the way over to our two 6-volt in-series flooded cells. You have one power connection that's going to tell the shunt what to do and feed power back to the monitor, and then of course the shielded cable connection. So once this is done and we're complete, we're going to go inside and we're going to go ahead and decide what we want for amp hours. Now there's a way. Go to Renogy's website, go to the booklet. It will tell you how to check the capacity of your batteries. I've kind of ballparked it at 120 amp hours, and so most of you will be running somewhere between 200 to 180 amp hours on a brand new rig, but this isn't a brand new rig, and I have no idea how the previous owner took the condition of the batteries. What I did discover is by setting it at 120 amp hours, I'm able to make sure that I'm watching the voltage drop and give me some idea of how many amp hours I have left on this. Let's go back inside and I'll show you how that monitor works and why I'm really happy we put it on the rig. All right, well, the Renogy install, it's pretty easy. The information it provides is invaluable. And that is why I would recommend, whether you're out for 3.5 years like Carolyn and I did, or if you're just out for the weekend like we just were, you really will benefit from having one of the Renogy battery monitors. It will tell you just exactly how much energy you have in your battery bank storage and what your drawdown rate is, and more importantly, if you have a small solar panel like we have, it will tell you, if it's flashing, that it's putting those valuable resources back in your system for you to use later. All right, if this kind of video is helpful to you in any way, please like and subscribe to the Grand Shamrock Tour. It's absolutely free, and it certainly does help us. If you're interested in the Renogy Battery Monitor, Carolyn will provide a link in the description to our page on the river, Amazon, and that'll help us a little bit too. Anything you have, questions or information, leave a comment. We answer every single comment, and we do really appreciate you coming along for the journey. It's been a really fun one, and I really like what we got going on right now. And on that note, travel safe, and we hope to see you out on the road. Let's see what we got.